Ladies and gentlemen, warriors of life, look around you. Your body sits here in this room, in this moment, but where is your mind? Is it chained to yesterday's regrets, lost in the shadows of tomorrow's worries, or trapped in a maze of distractions that steal your presence from the only moment that truly matters? Now, the body is a vessel, strong, resilient, capable of astonishing feats, but it is nothing without the mind. The mind shapes your reality, drives your actions, and determines whether your life becomes a story of triumph or a story of excuses. When your mind drifts away, your body becomes a ghost of potential, moving through life while the essence of who you are, your focus, your will, your spirit, wanders somewhere else. To live fully, you must reclaim this moment. Breathe, feel, center yourself. Every step you take, every choice you make, must be anchored in awareness. Strength is not merely in muscles, it is in clarity. Courage is not merely in facing danger. It is in facing your own scattered thoughts and commanding them back to the present. Peace is not found in escape. It is forged in presence. Do not let your life pass like a shadow on the wall. The power is within you, in this body, in this mind, in this heartbeat. Align them, unite them. Let the energy of the present surge through your veins, and act with intention, with discipline, with unwavering focus. The time to awaken is now. Stop wandering in your mind. Stop postponing your...
Within the depths of stillness lies a truth so fundamental it transforms everything you thought you knew. This ancient wisdom speaks of a power that resides in the space between thoughts, where true understanding awakens. Let yourself journey into this sacred silence. Your body stands here, yet your mind drifts. It drifts to memories that no longer serve you, to fears that may never materialize, to anxieties that weigh heavier than reality itself. How often do you catch yourself performing actions without truly being present, going through the motions while your consciousness wanders elsewhere? You sit at a table, and yet your thoughts are somewhere in the past, revisiting old mistakes, replaying regrets that cannot be undone. You walk down a street, and yet our attention is scattered, thinking of tasks undone, conversations unspoken, plans that may never come to pass. Your body is here, engaged in the world, but your mind is a traveler in a foreign land, disconnected from the very moment that demands your awareness. Every sensation your body experiences, each heartbeat, each breath, each movement, is a gift that asks only for your attention. When you ignore it, when your mind drifts, you rob yourself of the richness of life. You do not notice the warmth of sunlight on your skin, the subtle rhythms of your body, the clarity that comes from grounding yourself in now. You live half a life existing in a state of constant distraction, never fully claiming the power that arises when mind and body converge. The tension you feel in your shoulders, the weariness that lingers in your limbs, the unease in your chest, these are all signs that your mind is elsewhere, leaving your body to carry burdens it was never meant to bear alone. True presence is not something that happens by accident. It is cultivated. It is nurtured through practice, through discipline, through the deliberate act of returning to yourself, to the body that carries your life. When your mind is here, fully aware, your senses sharpen. You feel the energy in your muscles, the steadiness in your steps, the harmony that arises when awareness guides action. Each breath becomes a tether, drawing scattered thoughts back into alignment, centering your consciousness in the very moment that is real. This is not a passive act. It requires intention. It requires a willingness to observe without judgment, to anchor yourself without distraction, to bring your awareness to every movement, every gesture, every sensation. There is extraordinary power in the alignment of mind and body. When they act as one, clarity emerges from chaos. Decisions are no longer clouded by fear or hesitation. Actions flow effortlessly, directed by both wisdom and instinct. But when they are divided, when your mind roams while your body executes, you stumble through life unaware, leaving opportunities unrealized and experiences half-lived. To reclaim this power, to step fully into your life begins with noticing where your mind has wandered and intentionally guiding it back. To ground yourself in the now is to awaken to the life that has always been present, waiting for your awareness to recognize it. Imagine for a moment what it would feel like if your mind fully inhabited your body, if every thought, every movement, every breath were synchronized in perfect harmony. The ordinary becomes extraordinary. The mundane act of walking, of lifting your hand, of speaking a single word transforms into an expression of purpose and awareness. When your mind is fully present, you feel an energy in your body that is unmistakable, a vitality that cannot be manufactured or borrowed. You notice the subtle tension in your muscles, the rhythm of your pulse, the expansion of your lungs as they draw in life-giving air, and each sensation becomes a reminder that you are alive, that you are capable, that you are powerful. Nothing escapes your attention, and yet nothing overwhelms you, because your presence contains it all. When body and mind are united, fear loses its grip, doubt begins to dissolve. Challenges that once seemed insurmountable become opportunities for growth. The hesitation that paralyzed your actions fades because every movement is guided by clarity. You signers begin to sense the difference between reaction and response, between instinct and impulse, between living by habit and living with conscious intention. Your body becomes a vessel for the wisdom of the mind, and your mind in turn becomes the guide that directs the body with precision and confidence. In this alignment, you do not stumble through life blindly, you step forward with certainty, every action deliberate, every choice empowered. This unity is not achieved in a single moment, nor does it come from outside yourself. It is forged through attention, through practice, through the commitment to inhabit your own existence fully. You must learn to return to your body when your thoughts scatter. You must notice when your mind drifts to regrets or anxieties, and gently, insistently guide it back to the present. It is in this practice that your power is cultivated. The strength you seek is not in external validation or accomplishments. It is already within you, waiting to be awakened by the simple act of presence. Each time your mind meets your body in awareness, you become more than you were before, more resilient, more clear, more alive. In its entirety. You taste the richness of a conversation, the texture of a breeze against your skin, the subtle beauty of movement in everyday acts. You are no longer pulled in 100 directions by distraction or confusion. Your actions carry weight because they are born of awareness. Even pain becomes a teacher rather than a burden, guiding your attention to the places where healing, growth, and understanding are needed. You move through the world not as a passive observer, but as an engaged participant, fully conscious of your potential and capable of wielding it with intention. When mind and body converge, life itself feels expansive, alive, and meaningful. Every breath, every heartbeat, every step becomes an opportunity to affirm your presence, to claim the strength that is yours, and to act with the clarity that transforms ordinary existence into a life of purpose and power. The power you seek is not hidden in distant places or locked behind complex philosophies. It is here within your own body and mind, waiting to be accessed through the simple yet profound act of presence. Too often, people look outward, seeking answers in others, in circumstances, or in the future, forgetting that the foundation of change, of growth, of strength begins in this very moment. To ground yourself is to recognize that everything you need to act, to thrive, and to live fully exists right here. Your breath, your heartbeat, the sensations coursing through your muscles and veins all serve as anchors to draw your mind into alignment with your body. The present is not something to passively observe, it is something to inhabit, something to claim, something to wield as the most potent instrument of your life. To ground yourself is to see the world through the lens of awareness, to strip away distractions and illusions until only what is real remains. It is in this clarity that action becomes precise, that choices become intentional, and that the energy you possess is no longer wasted on wandering thoughts or idle concerns. Every moment you spend scattered, every second your mind drifts to fear, doubt, or regret, you relinquish control over your own life. But when you choose to center yourself, when you anchor your attention in the body that carries your existence, you reclaim authority over the path you walk. The ordinary becomes alive with possibility. Each step you take resonates with purpose. Every gesture carries weight. Even the smallest action becomes infused with the energy of presence, the strength of focus, and the clarity of intention. Grounding yourself is not a passive act. It is a deliberate, disciplined practice. It requires noticing when your attention has wandered, recognizing the subtle pull of distraction, and choosing again and again to return to the present. You feel your feet against the ground, your hands in motion, your lungs expanding with each breath, and you allow these sensations to tether your mind. You let the body teach you how to inhabit it fully, how to act without hesitation, how to respond with clarity and resolve. Each return to the now strengthens your ability to remain present, transforming fleeting moments into opportunities to embody your potential. The practice itself becomes a source of power, a force that builds resilience, sharpens perception, and illuminates the path forward. When you are grounded, action flows naturally from awareness. Fear loses its dominance because you are no longer reacting to imagined threats or old wounds. You are responding to the reality before you. Doubt dissolves because your choices are informed by clarity, rooted in presence, and guided by the alignment of mind and body. The life you have been dreaming of, the strength you have been seeking, the confidence you have been longing for, it is not elsewhere, it is here, it is now. Every breath, every heartbeat, every movement is an opportunity to reclaim your attention, to assert your presence, and to act with the full force of your awareness. In this state you are unstoppable, you are fully alive, you inhabit your own existence with authority, with power, and with a sense of purpose that cannot be shaken. Each moment is a chance to demonstrate your
life. Step fully into the present, move with purpose, speak with clarity, and act with unstoppable resolve. Your body is here. Your mind belongs here. Own this moment. Live it fully. Transform your life starting now. If you want, I can also adapt this speech into a version with natural pauses, emphatic beats, and cadence that would feel perfect for a real motivational recording, ready for delivery in a powerful voice. Look around you. Your body sits here in this room, in this moment, that cannot be changed. It flits to the future, worrying about what might come, imagining outcomes that have not yet been written, and in doing so, it abandons the only reality you truly have, the present. How often do you find yourself eating while thinking about the next task, walking while scrolling through endless feeds, or speaking while mentally rehearsing what you will say next? Your body moves, but your mind is absent. Your heart beats, but your awareness is lost. You live physically, but your consciousness wanders, untethered and unanchored. This is not mere distraction. This is a subtle surrender of life itself. Every day, millions of moments pass unnoticed, slipping through your fingers like sand. You may be present in form, but your essence, your attention, your power is elsewhere. And yet it is here in this very body that the potential for greatness resides. Your hands can create, your legs can carry you to new heights, your eyes can witness the beauty and complexity of life. But all of this remains hollow if your mind is not engaged. When the mind wanders, even the simplest actions are diluted. Walking becomes a routine, speaking becomes mechanical, seeing becomes blind to detail and depth. You may move, but you are not alive in those moments. Your body is a temple capable of extraordinary strength, endurance, and resilience, but if the mind is absent, that strength is wasted. The mind and body are meant to move as one. They are partners in every endeavor, in every experience. When the body acts without the mind, it is like a river flowing without direction, powerful yet chaotic, full of energy yet without purpose. When the mind roams while the body stands still, it is like a bird trapped in a cage, wings spread in desire, but grounded in helplessness. True power arises when the two align. Awareness must anchor the body. Attention must guide each movement. Every step you take should be intentional. Every breath you inhale should
be noticed. Every sensation, every heartbeat, every pulse of energy coursing through your veins is an invitation to inhabit this moment fully, to claim the life that is slipping away whenever your mind drifts elsewhere. This absence is subtle and often unnoticed. It hides behind routines, distractions, and habits that numb you to the present. Yet, if you pay attention, if you cultivate awareness, you begin to notice the difference. The mind that wanders drains the body of its vitality.
Commitment to presence, to take deliberate action, and to claim the life that has always been waiting for you to awaken to it. The final step is not in seeking more knowledge, not in waiting for perfect conditions, but in taking full responsibility for your life. Every thought, every breath, every movement is yours to direct, and the moment you accept this truth, everything changes. Life does not pause for indecision or hesitation. Opportunities are not held in reserve for the cautious or distracted. They appear in the now, demanding engagement, demanding awareness, demanding action. When you step fully into the present, when your mind and body are aligned, you gain access to the creative, decisive, and transformative power that has always been within you. This power does not come from external validation, from approval, or from circumstance. It comes from the commitment to act intentionally, to inhabit your existence with purpose, and to make each moment count. Responsibility is freedom. To claim your life, you must stop blaming conditions, people, or past events for where you are. You must stop allowing external distractions to scatter your mind and weaken your body. Every hesitation, every delay, every thought that wanders away from purpose chips away at the life you could be living. But when you recognize that you are the author of your experience, that your presence shapes reality, you awaken to the extraordinary potential of your own consciousness. There is no greater than the ability to act with clarity, with focus, and with deliberate intention. The mind fully inhabiting the body becomes a tool of creation rather than a source of distraction. The body, guided by awareness, becomes an instrument of strength rather than a passive vessel. Together, they form a force capable of shaping the life you desire, capable of moving through obstacles, capable of transforming challenges into opportunities. Action born of awareness is unlike any other. It is precise, deliberate, and infused with energy that cannot be faked or borrowed. You notice the subtle interplay between thought and movement, the way intention flows through muscle, the way clarity sharpens decision, the way energy aligns with purpose. Each choice you make becomes a declaration of your commitment to inhabit your life fully. Even small actions, when taken with awareness, ripple outward in ways you cannot yet measure, influencing every aspect of your experience. You begin to realize that life is not a series of random events but a reflection of the attention and energy you invest. The power lies in how fully you inhabit your presence, how consciously you act, and how consistently you return to alignment between mind and body. The responsibility to act also demands courage. To live intentionally requires confronting fear, doubt, and inertia. It requires standing in the fullness of your own awareness even when distractions pull relentlessly. It requires refusing to allow the past to dictate your present and refusing to surrender to imagined futures. In this discipline, you discover resilience you never knew existed, clarity that cuts through confusion, and strength that grows with every deliberate action. Presence becomes not just a practice, but a lifestyle. It becomes the foundation from which every choice, every movement, and every word is grounded. Through this alignment, you embody the truth that life is yours to shape. The mind and body, united in purpose, transform the ordinary into extraordinary, the moment into opportunity, the self into power. You no longer drift aimlessly. You move with intention. You no longer wait for conditions to be perfect. You create the conditions through action. Every breath, every heartbeat, every thought and movement becomes a declaration of your commitment to your life, your power, and your presence. And in that unity lies the capacity to achieve anything that your awareness is willing to embrace. Along a layer of mastery lies not in a single act of awareness, nor in occasional bursts of presence, but in the consistent cultivation of momentum. Life is not a series of isolated moments, it is a continuous flow, and the mind and body must learn to move with that flow rather than resist it. Each day presents countless opportunities for distraction, countless reasons for attention to scatter, and yet it is precisely in these ordinary, mundane, even chaotic moments that the practice of presence becomes most powerful. The more consistently you anchor yourself in the body, in the breath, in the sensations of the now, the more natural it becomes to inhabit your own existence fully. Momentum builds not from perfection, but from repeated deliberate engagement. Each conscious breath, each intentional step, each focused thought is a thread woven into the tapestry of your life, strengthening the connection between mind and body, and reinforcing the ability to act with clarity and purpose even when circumstances are challenging. Sustaining momentum requires vigilance, awareness, and the recognition that presence is a lifelong practice. It is easy to slip back into wandering thoughts, into habitual distraction, into the comfort of disengagement. The mind has been trained over years to drift, to resist the discipline of awareness, and so it requires patience, persistence, and compassion to guide it back. You must learn to notice when attention has strayed without judgment. A system, your muscles, and your consciousness, that this is the way life is to be inhabited, not scattered, not reactive, not fragmented, but whole, aligned, and present. In this practice, repetition is not tedious, it is transformative. Each effort compounds, building strength, clarity, and resilience that cannot be measured in days or weeks but is felt deeply in the quality of every action, thought, and choice. As momentum deepens, subtle but profound transformations occur. Your perception begin to notice the energy in your body in ways you never did before. Movement becomes more fluid, decisions more precise, and interactions with the world more meaningful. You begin to feel the rhythm of life rather than simply reacting to it. Awareness becomes instinctive, presence becomes habitual, the ordinary becomes extraordinary. A simple breath, a step forward, a choice made with intention, carries the full weight of your consciousness. You begin to understand that life does not happen. It is a reflection of the attention, energy, and presence you bring to it. Maintaining momentum also deepens your understanding of responsibility. You realize that sustaining presence is not a passive exercise, but a continual act of choice. Every moment you return to alignment between mind and body is an act of empowerment, a decision to inhabit your own life fully, to act with intention, and to claim the energy that has always been available to you, even when distractions are relentless, even when fatigue or doubt threatens to pull you off course. The disciplined cultivation of awareness carries you forward. Over time, this consistency transforms more than your actions. It transforms your perception of yourself, your understanding of life, and the depth of your experience. Momentum in presence becomes a force that shapes the very texture of your existence. It allows you to move seamlessly from one moment to the next with focus, clarity, and power. Life begins to unfold, not as a series of challenges to endure, but as a field of opportunities to inhabit, to shape, and to master through the alignment of mind and body. With each conscious breath, each deliberate action, each return to awareness, the flow strengthens and the capacity to live fully, intentionally, and powerfully becomes inexhaustible.